Okay, I want you to listen closely because this next sentence is going to change your life. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Or the way you do something is the way that you do everything. What do you mean? What do you mean? Something like what? Like driving? Yeah, driving. How are you driving? Are you speeding all the time? Are you blowing through red lights just casually? You see, if you are not being intentional with your driving, you're definitely not being intentional in other areas of your life. I'm just going to say that. What about your job? I know you don't love it. Are you still doing the right thing even though you don't love it? Are you doing the right thing when no one's looking? Because if you're doing it there, you're probably doing it in other areas of your life too. And I'm not here to call you out. I'm going to actually expose myself really quick. I'm not doing everything to the best of my ability. I'm not. My driving is not that good. And if I look into my life, I'm like, I'm rushing through this process. I'm taking shortcuts. And what other areas of my life am I doing that? Other areas am I not doing the best of my ability in? My job? I clean houses. I mean, there are times where I rush through it because I just don't want to do it? Yeah. Yeah. Whereas if the owner of the house came in and saw me rushing through, would they be happy that they're paying me to do something that I'm rushing through? No. I wouldn't want them to see that. Even if I make the finished product look all well, if I didn't scrub that toilet to the best of my ability and I just rushed through it, that's not integrity. That's not doing this life to the best of my ability. I'm not saying we got to be Jesus. I'm not saying that we got to be perfect. But I want you to take this thought into mind as you go throughout your week. The way you do one thing is the way that you do everything. If you are somebody who does drive very carefully, you don't go over the speed limit, you actually stop at stoplights, you brake very softly, you don't just slam on them. Maybe in other areas of your life you're also very intentional. Maybe when you cook, you're not rushing, you clean up right after, you're slow with it. But maybe you are a messy cook and you're messy and you're not putting your dishes in the sink right away. Then you look at your bathroom and you're also messy. They're like, you see it all like it's a chain link. It all is adding up. And I'm like done. Literally, I'm just done living my life mediocre. I wouldn't say it's mediocre because that's kind of like I wouldn't say that's like a negative. Well, maybe it is a negative um, description word. Because I do think that I'm well in certain areas, but I'm done living my life not to the best of my ability. Because I know there's more in me and I know there's more in you too. And as we go throughout this week, I think that's something that holds me accountable. And this is funny to say, but like, if Jesus was in the room with me, would I be doing everything that I was doing right now? And he is in the room with me. I just don't see him. Or if it makes you feel better, like if your parent or like your sibling, someone you look up to. For me, it's Jesus because I'm like, I really want to impress him. Also, the verse that says, work as if you were working for the Lord, like, drive as if you were driving the Lord. Drive if you were as if you were driving your daughter, you know? Would you be speeding, swerving around different intersections? No, you'd be driving safe. I think sometimes we put ourselves at the back of the line. We're like, oh, like I'm just alone. Like I don't need to make my bed. What if you were making your bed for the king to sleep in? What if you were making your bed because, or what if you were like leaving your room open for like, I don't know, the president, someone that you highly respect? Would you just leave your covers everywhere, your pillows, whatever? No, you would make it nice. You would get new sheets. You would tuck it in. You would make it look nice. Then why can't we just do that for ourselves either? This is an act of self love. But then again, in the grand scheme of life, I don't believe that we're going to be blessed with certain opportunities unless we show that right now, right here, in the situation we're at right now, that we can do well and that we can excel in, that we can do our very best even when no one is watching, even when we don't feel like doing it. I hope that this can encourage you for this week to look at your life and say, "Huh, what am I slacking in? What am I rushing through? What am I not doing to the best of my ability?" Literally, you guys, it can come down to something as brushing your teeth. If you aren't being intentional and just rushing through it, what other areas are you rushing in? The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you are intentional, if you're a planner and you set your clothes out the night before and you set your car up so you have everything ready to go, then I wouldn't be surprised if you're planning the whole week and you have everything in order, because the way you do one thing or something is the way you do everything. And if we want to change our life, we need to change the little moments. And before even changing them, let's get aware of what we can do better at. So today, tonight, this week, look at your life and see what you are being mediocre at. And remember that this is not the only thing. And there's other things that you're also being mediocre at. But if you're doing something really good, look around. You're doing great in all these other things too. But we can always improve, and we can always get better. And we always go through these dips and these valleys and these peaks and these lows. And, sometimes you really might be on top of it. But if you're not, don't get hard on yourself. It's okay. But come back to integrity. If somebody was watching me right now, would I be doing this? If somebody really was like grading me almost on anything, like say you had like a assistant driving, I keep bringing that up because it's something that I want to get better at driving. I just want to get better. If I had like this assistant that like was like, okay, once a year I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna see how you're driving, and if you fail this test, you can no longer have your license. I want to drive like that all the time. Not just because the instructor is with me. I want to drive like that all the time because I care about myself, because I care about my safety, because I care about the safety of others. So, hopefully this gives you some food for thought. Let's have a great week. I'm posting this on a Sunday, so you might not be watching this on Sunday, but I hope you still have a great week, rest of your week, and yeah, let's just remember that we are the sum of all of our actions, basically. And I hope that you create good ones. Okay, bye.